What's up, everybody? It's me again, Marvel the Cross 316 here today. And today we are not doing comic books. Today we are doing the Bible. Yeah, we're talking about the Bible today. It's been a while since we've done a Bible video, and I decided, hey, why not do one today? I'm not real busy today, and I think every Monday should be a Bible video. Just like every Friday is a comic video, I believe every Monday should be a Bible video. So let's get back to where we were. We were in the book of John, and we are in chapter 6. And as I said last time, that we're going section by section, not going through the whole book unless that chapter is very tiny. But chapter 6 of John is pretty big, and there are a lot of topics in this book, a lot of topics in this chapter. And so today's topic is about Jesus walks on the water. Jesus walks on the water, and this story's been told in many churches. I've heard this story been told many times, but a lot of people want to know, what is the meaning of the story? What is the moral behind this story? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you in this video as I read this story. You might find out the moral of the story just by me telling you this story. But I will tell you at the end of the video what this moral of the story means. So here we go. I'm going to give you a little synopsis, a little summary of what's going on, okay? The last video we did was about Jesus feeding the 5,000. And, okay, this story, Jesus walks on the water, is recorded not only in the book of John, but also in the other two Gospels. John... It's in John, but it's also in Matthew, and it's also in Mark. So catch that, look at them, compare them, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a little summary of what's going on. Okay, Jesus, he's on a mountain, okay? Jesus is on a mountain, and he's watching his disciples get into a boat. And it is a stormy day. It is a stormy day, it's windy outside, and they're scared. But Jesus has a little faith. He's saying, go ahead, y'all go ahead. I'll catch up with y'all. So that's what he does. But what he's doing right now is he's testing his disciples. He's testing their faith to see if they could rely on him or not to get to the destination they're going. In John chapter 6, the destination they're going for is Capernaum. But also in Matthew, it says Bethsaida. Now, Bethsaida and Capernaum are the same places. In fact, they're right beside each other. So don't get that confused that, oh, the Bible's contradictory. No, okay? It's not contradictory. It's written by different people, but they all have eyewitness facts. So here we go. The disciples, they're scared to death. It's stormy outside. And all of a sudden, Jesus appears on the water. He appears on the water, and they're terrified. They are terrified. Here we go. I want to say, let's start on verse 17 of chapter 6, where they got into a boat and set off across the lake for Capernaum. By now it was dark, and Jesus had not yet joined them. A strong wind was blowing, and the water grew rough. It was getting real bad. And when they had rowed 3 or 3.5 miles, and they saw Jesus approaching the boat, walking on the water, and they were terrified. In fact, in the Gospel of Matthew and also in Luke, they thought of Jesus as a ghost. They thought he was a ghost walking on the water because no one had ever done this before. And so we go, verse 20, but he said, "It is I, don't be afraid." Then they were willing to take him into the boat, and immediately the boat reached the shore where they were heading. So they got to where they were going to, and also in the other Gospels it talks about how the wind had calmed down once Jesus entered the boat. But before Jesus entered the boat, I want to talk about what happened in the book of Matthew chapter 14, verses 22 through 33. And the disciple Peter, he had questioned Jesus, and he says, Jesus, if that is you, Jesus, let me get out of this boat and let me walk towards you. And that's what Peter does. He gets out of the boat, and Peter actually walks on the water with Jesus. That is recorded in the book of Matthew, chapter 14, verses 22 through 33. And what happens is Peter, he's looking, and he looks around, though he gets scared, and he looks at the water, and he starts to sink. But the mighty hand of Jesus, the saving, loving hand of Jesus, pulls Peter right out of the water, and Peter is safe. He's safe, and they get in the boat. But what the moral of the story is, I'm going to tell you right now, the moral of the story, okay, is in life, I've learned this, in life, we are going to experience some hardships. We are going to experience some pain. There are going to be storms in our lives, as it is in this book. But we need to know one thing, and that is when we have hardships in our life, we need to have faith in Jesus, that Jesus will pull us out of anything. He will pull us out of all our hardships. We just have to fight through the pain. We just got to fight through it. We got to get through it by relying on God for help. God is our ultimate source for happiness. God is, He's like the foundation of our faith. We could look to Him for anything, and He'll listen. We might not think He's listening, but He really is. And that's the same for Jesus. Jesus, the loving Jesus, He cares for everybody, and what He was doing, He was testing the disciples' faith. He was saying, I'm going to send them out on the water. It's going to be stormy and all, but I'm going to walk out on that water. I'm going to scare them a little bit, and let's see if they really trust in me to calm these waves down so that I can get in the boat. And they believed, and they actually did. In the book of Matthew, it says that this man really is the Son of God. This is the Holy One that the Scriptures talked about. So that's the moral of the story right there, is that we're going to have hardships, but we have to rely on God to pull us out of them. If we don't rely on God for anything, we're going to sink. We're going to sink. So we got to have some faith. Well, everybody, that concludes Jesus Walks on the Water, chapter 6 of John. Hope y'all have enjoyed this day. Also, Duck Dynasty shirt. Love that show. It's a great show. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next time.